Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. We've got a lot of exciting things to share with you again this week of things that have been going on and around the campus. But before we get into some of that, I just wanted to start off by just acknowledging something that I want to thank our community for, which is this sense of being in this together. It's been really evident through the whole process, but I would say particularly in this last couple of weeks. And I want to do a bit of a shout out really to all of those members of our community that have contacted us when their children have been sick, or if they know that they are going to be traveling anywhere. Anyone that again looks like they could increase the risk of bringing COVID-19 into our community. I want to say a big thank you, because you've reached out with us, you've had good dialogue with us, you've worked with us, and then collectively we've come to really good decisions that have enabled us to keep our community safe. And it only happens because you do that first important part, which is to say, here's what's going on in our lives, here's what's happening here. We want to work with the school to make sure that we do the best thing for everybody, not just for us. And the people that I'm talking about here, and maybe this will be all of us at some point when it comes to things like flu season, have taken that personal responsibility to say, like, I know that my family or myself may be personally inconvenienced here. I might have to go and get a doctor's note to confirm that we're safe, etc. But you're doing it and you're taking that personal inconvenience for the good of our whole community. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. It's so important that we continue to work together to do that, keep everybody safe. So we really appreciate that. If you have any questions or any doubts, just engage us in dialogue and we'll work together to find some hopefully good solutions. So we have what we call Learning Session 3. The survey for that is coming out, or has just come out today. There's a small change there. We're making an assumption that if you don't contact us, you're going to stay with whatever you were doing. So if you're virtual now and you want to stay virtual, fine. If you are on campus now and you want to stay on campus now, fine. You only need to contact us if you're going to change your situation. So speaking of that as well, just to give you a bit of advanced warning, Learning Session 4, which starts after the October half-term break, is a learning session that will run through the whole of that half-term. So this is your last chance to think, do I want my child to try either of those options before I make a longer-term commitment? Because then come the next Learning Session 4, after October break, we're talking about a half-term commitment, so we can all have a sense of stability, continuity, and know exactly what's going on. We hope you've appreciated the opportunity we've given you to test that out, but going forward, we want to make sure everyone knows where they stand. So thank you for that. Another little change that we wanted to talk to you about was we moved our drop-off time to 8 o'clock, and that seems to be working really nicely, so thank you with that. From the 28th of September, we are going to move our pickup time back to 3:30 for the majority of students. You can find the details of that in the newsletter. Some of our younger students are still going to come out a little bit early, so we've got time to get them all out safely. But for the majority of our students in upper primary and all the way through the secondary school, we're moving back to a 3:30 pickup, so we can get the full learning time into our week. That may again cause a little bit of extra traffic in the car park, but please, again, continue to bear with us. It's working pretty smoothly. We're also making some small changes there in terms of the car park. So for example, we have a solution for how you can pick up children from primary and secondary at one pickup point. Again, check out the information as to how we've found a solution for that. So we'll continue to work and make it better. But the key information is 28th September, 3:30 will be the pickup time for the vast majority of students. Check the information. Another piece of information for you is we're going to have another town hall. We had one before we opened the campus, which was really useful for us. And to be honest, we just missed that kind of regular dialogue that we normally get with our parents when the campus is fully open and people are coming on and off campus. So we're going to have another town hall, an opportunity to touch base, for you to ask us questions, for you to hear some of the things we're thinking about in terms of the next stages of how can we open up, what are we thinking about in terms of athletics, in terms of CCAs, in terms of making sure we continue to follow the health and health and safety guidance. How might we approach flu season? How are we going to deal with that? It's going to be a challenge for all of us in our community. So Town Hall's coming up. Hopefully you want to get involved in that and again be a positive part of helping us to move forward as a community. Check out the details of signing up for the Town Hall in the newsletter. It's been another great week. We've had primary and secondary curriculum information events. Hopefully that was useful for you to get those guidance. You had a chance to look at what we've done with our work on Atlas Rubicon and sharing what the students are learning with you and how they're going to be assessed, all those great things. But also just wanted to sort of share with you some fantastic examples of just the high quality lessons that are going on day in and day out on the campus and of course virtually as well. It's lovely to see how our on-campus Bulldogs are mixing with their virtual campus Bulldogs and everyone's just finding a way of making that work. It's a real credit to our teachers and to our students for their perseverance and their creativity and just their sheer open-mindedness about wanting to make it all work. All great qualities for all kinds of learners. Absolutely brilliant. So we hope you enjoy that as you're looking at some of the things that have been going on around the campus. So I hope that gave you a flavour of some of the things that are going on, both on campus and virtually as well. Please, we know there's lots of information coming out, but it's really important that people read the newsletter, listen to the podcast, stay up to date with information, check in with us if you have any particular questions. And with all these things happening, we need to remember that we are incredibly proud of our community. Whether you are on campus or off campus, you're still a Bulldog. So for all of you people, go Bulldogs.